Hi everyone, welcome to Pandas and Python series, and in today's tutorial we'll be learning about dropping rows and columns from a data frame in Pandas. So let's go. Firstly, over here I'm going to import our library, which is Pandas, and over here we're using pd.read_csv. I'm going to read my dataset, which is retail data. Now to understand this, let's have a look at our dataset. So I'll write df.head to have a look at the first few rows of this dataset. Now in this dataset, to give you a brief description, it is a retail dataset which contains information about various orders by various customers in different geography, about what kind of item they have ordered and what was the sale and profit amount. So for this we have got different order ID. So let's take an example. So for this particular order ID, let's say 152156, what was the order date for this? Who was the customer name? So we had seen Claire had ordered this item. She lives in Kentucky state, and then we had information about which region was it from. Similarly, what kind of category she has ordered. So she has ordered a furniture. Similarly, what kind of product has she ordered. So she has ordered a bookcase. What was the total sale amount. Similarly, how many quantities of the item has she ordered, and what was the profit on this transaction. So now let's start with dropping different columns from this data set. For this we will be using the drop function. So let me firstly write our header as dropping columns. For this, if I want to remove, let's say, category column from this data set, I will write something like df.drop and I will write something like category. Now here we will add a special parameter, because this drop function can be used to remove both rows and columns. So in Pandas we can be specific that what do we want to remove. So over here I'll write access is equals to columns. So what it will do, it will search for the columns, and wherever it will find the category column, it will remove it, or let's say drop it. So now we can see that in this data set we can nowhere find the category column because it has been dropped. Now to save this data set, we can either write it like, let's say, df2 is equals to this thing. So then our new data set is now this, and if we look at df again, which was our original data frame, category column will be present over there. So that is one way of saving this information. Otherwise there is a second method which is called inplace equal to true. So okay, let me firstly create a copy for this, which is df.copy, because I don't want to ruin the data set again. So over here I'll write it as df2 is equals to df.copy. If we have a look at df2.head, we have our code over here. We can see that category column is currently present. Now if we want to remove category column from df2, but we don't want to rename it again and again by creating a different data set, we can write it like df2.drop category access equals to column, and over here we can write inplace equal to true. This particular keyword inplace equal to true ensures that when you're removing something, then the changes are saved in the original data set. Oops, over here I have to write df2, not df, because I don't want to ruin my df. So if we now look at df2.head, then see category column is no longer there because we have specified inplace equal to true. Now over here let me write df2 is equals to df.copy. So our df2 currently looks like this now, where it has got all the 10 columns present. Instead of removing only one column, which is category, what if I want to remove multiple columns? Let's say if I want to remove multiple columns like category, sales and profit, then I will use the drop function. I'll write df.drop and then I'll provide a list. I will not provide a single element independently. I will provide a list. So I'll write it as a list of category, then I want to remove sales, and if I want to remove profit. Then I will write again access is equals to columns. And then if I want to make the changes in the original data set, I will write comma inplace equal to true, but I don't want to do that. So let me just leave it as it is. Otherwise I can write it as like df2 is equals to. So for this let me write it as now if we see this thing, notice category, sales and profit all the 3 columns are no longer present in our data set. And over here we can see that it has got 994 rows and 7 columns. In the original data set, we had got 10 columns. As an alternative to write axis equal to columns, there is another way to write it. So over here, instead of axis is equals to column, in Pandas you can write axis equal to 1, which indicates that the operation will be carried across the table. What it means that it will go in a horizontal direction. That is, it will first check is category a column present over here. If it is not, then it will move to the next column. So it is jumping across the table. That's why we are writing axis is equals to 1. However, sometimes it's not easy for me to remember and I get confused. That's why at least it's my preference that I write it as axis is equals to columns in these situations. Let's talk about dropping the rows from the data. So to do the same, we will be using the drop function again. Let me write the heading, dropping rows. And now suppose if I want in my data set, let's see what does it look like, df.head. And if I check the number of rows, df.shape, so we can see 994 rows are there. Now suppose if I want to remove first 4 rows, let's say 0 till 3, like 0, 1, 2 and 3, then I will again use the drop function, df.drop, and I can either provide a list. So let me write a list 0, 1, 2, 3. These are the indices I want to remove. And then I can write axis is equals to index. So over here in Pandas, we have got 2 different axes. Axis is equals to columns means do the operation column wise, or axis equal to index means do the operation row wise. And if I run this thing, then we can see that this data set has now got 990 rows. That is, the 4 rows have been dropped. Another way for writing it is, because I can see that my index is starting from 0. And I want to remove the first 4 rows, that is index should be like 0, 1, 2 and 3. Instead of writing all the numbers in this list, I can write it as using the range function. So over here I can write range 4. So range function here, the counting starts from 0 and it will end till 4. However, 4 will be excluded. So it will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. And if I do this thing, so we can see it has the same result as above. That is 990 rows were there earlier when we had provided a list here. And similarly, 990 rows are there when we had provided a range function. An alternative way to write the same is, instead of axis is equals to index, we can write axis is equals to 0. Now, if we run this thing, we will get the same result. So axis is equals to 0 means do this dropping by rows, that is in a downward direction. Sometimes people get confused by it, so that's why they prefer to write axis is equals to index for better clarity. Till now we have discussed about how to use drop function to remove the rows and columns from a data set. Now we'll talk about some special functions. So let's say currently our data set looks like this. And if we look at df.dtypes, we will be able to see what are the data types of each and every single column in this data frame. So we can see that the first 7 columns are object, that is text variable, and the last 3 columns are either float or integer, that are numeric variables. Okay, let's say we have a special case, we want to remove the text columns and want to keep only these last 3 columns which are numeric in nature. So for this, we can use a special function called get numeric data. So we can write get numeric data. And if we run this thing, then see only the last 3 columns, which is sales, quantity and profit, are automatically getting retrieved and all other columns have been dropped. And if you want to save it in a data set, you can write df2 is equals to this thing. However, for the purpose of this tutorial, I am not saving it. Similarly, to get the numeric data, there is another function called select underscore dtypes. So I'll write df.select underscore dtypes and then I'll write it as exclude equal to object. So if I write it like this, then by when I say exclude equal to object, it means from this data set, remove the columns which have an object data type. So by automatically it has removed the first 7 columns. So as a result, only the last 3 columns are left. Now, using a similar function, if we want to remove all the numeric column, but we want to keep only the object columns, so we will use the same function, which is df.select dtypes, and here I'll write include equal to object. If we do this thing, then notice all the numeric or float columns have been removed from this data set and all the object or text columns are remaining. And I can save this again in a new data set like this, or I can write in place equal to true. So that was all about dropping rows and columns in a data frame using Pandas. Stay tuned for our upcoming content on Pandas in Python. Until then, see you soon.